these cooked for about 3.5 hours. So they're just tender and just pulling away. But they've still got some moisture in them. You don't want them to be too dry. Very important is that you let it cool down in the liquid so you can handle it, so you don't lose all the moisture. This particular pan I stood into a sink with iced water so it cooled a little bit quicker. So they can come out, and the next thing I want to take out here, excuse the fingers, is about half of the vegetables. Juliennes and carrots. It's not an exact science, I just don't want to waste. Roughly chop these up. They are going to get mushed. They have obviously been cooking for hours, so they will sort of mush down with the ham as you break it, which is absolutely fine. Just give it a little head start. Rough chop like that. That's the veg. And the trick when you're cooking it as well is that because it wasn't too much liquid, it was just enough, the stock is actually quite flavoursome. If you have an excess of water, you're obviously diluting the power, the flavour of the ham goes to the greater mass, so less water. But I did top it up while cooking, so I kept the ham covered. So the first thing you do is you remove the outer skin. And the little bits of meat you put to one side. So it's ever so, in the core it's obviously slightly warmer. You don't want it stone cold. You want it enough time to keep the moisture, but enough to be able to take the flavours of the mustard and the parsley, which go in later. You check all the cartilages are out. Put that on the tray there. Spread out so it'll cool a little more. I am going to add a little bit of the liquid back to keep it moist. Okay. So that's the ham. We want to work together with the vegetables. Veggies go in. You grab me a ladle. Yeah. So there's, thank you. There's a little bit. You can see a little bit of moisture there. I'm just going to put ever such a small amount more, and I want this to break into the meat to give it more moisture. This is the parsley we put in now. And we'll finish it with the mustard. So I literally scrunch it together. So you're breaking the ham down now. It's still hot in my hands. Not boiling hot, it's obviously not burning me, but it's, yeah, I can feel it's still got the warmth, so it's taking in that lovely ham stock that we've made. And I can smell now, because of the heat, I can smell the parsley, the aroma of the parsley coming up. All the cartilages are out. A little final squeeze, look, there's a bit of fat there I don't particularly want. Little final squeeze gets the flavours to amalgamate together, but also gives you this last pick through, last little check. So I know it's feeling and sounding moist. Love that word. And then I'm going to put the mustard in. Traclements, grain mustard. Mix that through. final little squidge together. So like I say, the cooking of it's quite important that you don't, it must be tender, but it will start to dry out on the bone if you cook it for too long. And cooling it in that liquid is very important. And you want to pack it down really tight. Get the cling film over the top. And obviously, like I say, the ham stock, the amount of gelatin in there will set that really hard. But there's enough just to give it moisture. We're not making jambon per se, which is setting a jelly. But obviously this is going to get refried, so it's all about the flavour and the moisture. And that's it. We pack that down, let it fully chill, preferably overnight. If you've got another little tin the same size as this, you can put it on the top to compress it slightly. But as long as you've pressed it down, that should set up nicely. When that's set tomorrow, we'll cut it into blocks and get it ready to pan it.